Hello, welcome to the group coaching. And we are supposed to be more than 8, and I don't know where the others are, but I did send the reminder. So thank you for prioritizing this, and I apologize that the other week I had to move it. But I believe it had to happen. I wasn't mentally, physically, and emotionally ready because I was not well. And thank you for allowing me to recover. So I felt like let's do this group coaching just also to hear what are the issues that people came or encountered during the session, and if there are any questions as well. Just in terms of self-love. Self-love is how we treat ourselves. It's how we say to the world, I'm here, I've arrived, and this is how you treat me. Like today, I received another comment, but the lady's not on the Empowered Women Book Club. So she sent me a message and she said, thank you for this course. Because with this course, I bought a car 2 years ago, which was a BMW, and I never drove it because I never believed that I'm worthy of driving a big car. And my husband has been driving this car, I've been always driving my small car because I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel good that I can be able to drive a big car. So by just doing the work, it just shows you how much unlearning you have to do, how much transformation you have to do. And also it helps you with looking at your life, how you viewed your life, and realize the jewel that you are, the diamond that you are. So I'm quite encouraged when I receive such feedback of how people's life are transforming. And that can only happen when you do the work, when you create an intention daily and say, today, 30 minutes, I'm gonna do this work. I'm gonna work on myself. And self-love is not something that you can just master and say you do it once and it's over. It's a journey. It's a journey. Because even with the 7 days course, you realize just an eye opener. So self-love is beyond that. And as you continue, you encounter different ways of looking at your life and valuing your life. Because with this course, it's a basic of saying, this is how I value myself, looking at the past, looking at where I am and where I want to go, and how I'll be the diamond that I am, the gift that I am, that is to the world. And I know with day one was talking about the person in the mirror, because at times we've been taught to delegate love, but it's not our fault. And the beauty that you have done the course, it's a blessing, because you had to do some unlearning. We've been taught, because even myself, self-love was something foreign to me. I never loved myself. When I look at my pictures, immediately after I got my kids, I got married, I forgot myself. I forgot who I was. I was so trapped in making sure everyone is fine, happy, the kids and everyone. And you look the photos, I was so big, how I dressed, how I neglected myself, my hair. And I also wondered, how did everyone around me just, yes, being super mom. And they were just quiet. And you look, that's why I love pictures. People who know me I loved, because to me, they create a story. So to me, it has also been a journey. And it's so exciting to take people on such a journey of self-love. Like even doing my hair, no matter I would have had to, the old me would have had to went to go and ask for approval from everyone in my family. Guys, what do you think if I do my hair? So with my hair, I woke up and I went to the salon. I did my hair. After school, I picked up my son. He was the first one to see me. And he went around the cans checking, is this my mom? And then after my son, I went to pick up my daughter. And my daughter called her friends and says, come and look at my mom. And she told me that she never thought I'll do such a thing to myself. So it just showed me that the lives that we're living, our kids are watching. So if there's something that your inner child, because at times we need to make sure that the inner child makes you not to be fearful of anything. You just need to tap into. So we need to take care of that inner child, do the wife things, because it's encouraging your kids. Because even when you're not there, they'll say, my mom went out and did a funny hairstyle and she didn't care how people did. And then to encourage them when they are in a difficult situation and they don't know what to do, they'll say, no, my mom did it, so I can do it. This is what my heart. So whatever life you're doing, the inner work that you're doing with this work, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing for generations to generations. And if you have been dedicating your time, you find that there are things that you are healing for your generations and for the past generations. Because when you are created in the womb, with each generation, a seed is left in the womb of that family. And if there was trauma in the family, it will carry on. And you might be the one, by doing this work, learning to love yourself, learning to do things and being your inner child and just being the goddess that you are healing. And it stops with you. And when generations come, they'll just learn to love themselves. To them, it will be just normal. So you are not doing this work for yourself. So are there any questions, any aha moments that you had throughout the sessions?
Yo. For me, oh my God, it was a lot. Just to realize that I was letting people abuse me, not even being aware, like having no boundaries. For me, it was a shock. Like, oh my God, I don't have boundaries. If you say, Furu, let's do this at this time, I'll just say, okay, I'll just agree to anything, even though I'm not happy, but I'll just do it. No boundaries, nothing. People will just speak however they want to, and I'll just say, I'll just ignore them. But deep down, it's hating me. So for me, it's boundary. I was shocked to realize already there's such things as boundaries, and they've got different categories. And I was not following that. I was just going with the flow and compromising. Like, I would work so hard in the house, taking care of my son, everything. And when I go to bed, I'll just pass out. And now I realize that it's not normal. I can say today I'm not cooking. Guys, we're eating bread and tea. And I do it now, like, no, you know what, today I'm tired. I can't cook. You can cook. You can help me bath our son. I'm tired. So for me, the aha moment was the boundaries. I don't have boundaries. And also the self-love, just the definition of, I never realized that, there's something called self-love. You can put yourself first. It's not being you're not being selfish. You're taking care of yourself. You'll be able to express the same love to others. So for me, it was like a new person has been born again. Now I do things that I like I don't waste time like on social media. I ask myself, if I'm looking at something, well, what am I learning on this? If I don't learn anything, it's a waste of time. I stay away from it. Even people, if I'm not happy about something, I was that one person I'll make, for example, with my helper. She'll do something wrong and I'll just keep quiet because I'm afraid like maybe I'll hurt her feelings, and I'll just keep quiet. But now it's me and my happiness. As long as I do it in a respectful way and not being selfish. But no, I'm a born again, new food pharaoh. Like, this is nice. Self-love is nice. Like, I'm happy. If I said, Nana, today, mommy's busy. Busy reading a book. I'll let him play by himself or play with my husband, and this is just my me time. If today I don't want anything, I just want to sleep early or just go in the room and read a book and say, today I'm not doing anything. I just want to read a book. Even my husband, I tell you, please don't disturb. This one is my night. I need to catch up on this book. So really, this course, thank you, Muraro, for introducing me. And thank you, Coach Mashudu. I'm a new person. Friends who don't add values, I go hi on WhatsApp. We don't do hi on WhatsApp. If we're talking, it must be real conversation. Hi, how are you? And it ends there. No, I don't do that anymore.
Thank you for sharing this. How are you feeling? How do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10 now?
I think I feel 10. Like, where was I living before? Gee, I feel so good. I feel healed. Even the thing of writing a letter, oh my God, like I'm someone who can even go sit outside in the grass. Like now, if I want to write something, I just go like lunch break, 30 minutes, because most of the time I work from home. I just go sit outside by the grass and just enjoy nature. I really feel good.
That's
I do. I feel happier. I don't know. I want to tell more people, like, guys, please don't waste time on useless friends. Don't waste time on abusive relationship. If you want to go do swimming lessons, just do it. Don't even think twice. So yeah, I'm happy.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. So you can still plant the seed wherever you are. So that's why I say self-love, it's a revolution that we need to spread, because you can see with the world what is happening. The world needs love. And love starts from home, starts from you first. And then when you start exuding it, because your vibration will be vibrating at a higher vibration, people start feeling and say they want to have that pill, that drug that you have. And then you tell them, my drug is self-love, is realizing I matter, I'm important, I'm the goddess, and I'm loved.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other comments?
Moraro?
Oh, the born again self-love done.
Hello, yes.
Yeah, so from my side, I really enjoyed that course. I think it was the perfect time that I did the course, because I think I bought it in September and I only did it in December when I had time, when I was on leave. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend this time on this course. So when I was doing that, on the first day, that's when I was like, yo, everything is connected, because the YouTube video that we had to watch had that book that we are reading in June, The Body is Not an Apology. And I was like, okay, this is strange. And then when I was doing that, what stood out for me on the course itself was the time where I had to write a letter to my body. And this is something that I had never thought of even doing, or I just take it for granted that I have a body, like everyone has a body. But now when I have to write this letter, I read it last week once again, and I was like, yo, okay. So just doing that and reading that and knowing that this body, I need to thank it. It allows me to do so many things. Like everything that, that I do is of this body. And I'm like, why was I taking myself for granted? And for me, it's the day that we talk about self or body image. And just that uh, affirmation of saying I am, and then I say my name, and then I love myself, I love my body, and also realizing that love for self, or self-love, starts from within. It's not how you appear. Now it allows me to do the work from inside out. And another thing that I'm trying to practice, it's just taking care of myself. And from doing this course, I've implemented self-care Saturdays, where I said my Saturdays I don't do any work. I'm taking care of myself. I'm the kind of person that will say I don't take a nap in the afternoon. I just cannot. But the other Saturday, I managed to take a nap, and it was so refreshing, because I was like, okay, let's do this. It's a Saturday. We're not worrying about anything. We're not attending to anything. And then I took a nap and I loved it. And the second thing that I loved was the affirmations. Now I'm big on affirmations, and even the words of affirmation is my love language. And I want to be told that I'm loved. I want to be complimented. I want to be just say nice things, about me and the things that I do, and just a thank you and appreciating the work that I put in. It does so much for me. So when I got that opportunity to do that for myself and also create those affirmations that I speak to myself every now and then. I know I should be doing it daily, but every now and then, I know at some point we'll get there where I do that daily. But it just shows that I'm prioritizing myself. Like, I love how you also introduced the course to say, thank you for prioritizing yourself and putting myself first. And it's something that I never used to do. The last thing that blew my mind when doing the course was when we had to write our successes for the past year. For me, yes, I was doing all these things, but I hadn't put them all together to see how the year was. When I did this course in December, I was about to be one of the people who would say 2020 and then 2022, because most people did write off 2021, thinking that it was a repeat of 2020 and nothing good came out of that year. But for me, when I was writing those things, I filled the page, I went to another page, the programs that I did, the speaking engagements that I did, the awards that I won, getting married, those kind of things. I was just like, oh my God, this has been one of the best years ever. And if I didn't do this course, I was going to miss that. And I was not going to be as grateful as I am today. So when I look back at this course, I'm like, thank you. It came at the perfect time where I could have missed another point in my life where I could do things better. So even now, started introducing the vision board. I started vision boarding in 2017, but now I'm like, it's a vision board. We make it real. We do the planning, and then we also celebrate our successes. So now I am here. I am living my life present in it and enjoying every moment. So thank you very much. And the self-love retreat was awesome.
Ooh, we saw.
It was like a school trip, but as adults, and we just do activities. I was just like, oh my word. Yo, that was so nice.
Wow, thank you for that. I just wanted, whilst we were chatting, I was just creating notes, and one of them is burnout. Because if we don't love ourselves, we overwork, because it's in our nature to be, because we are caregivers, we want to help everyone. So be strict on how you spend your energy so that you don't have burnout. So everything that you do, give it your best, not your all, because when you give it your all, you're going to be crawling to the mental hospital. You'll be crawling.
That's a very good statement. Give it your best, not your all.
Yes.
Yeah.
So give it your best so that you don't suffer from burnout. And also, I also like to encourage you, as much as I said, look at the past year. Normally change in a person's life take 3 years. Because the first year you're saying, am I sure I want to change? And the second year is in between. And the third year is where you really make that decision. So when you reflect on things like, let's say, look at 2020. And if you have forgotten what happened into 2020, and you love taking pictures, look at the pictures. Go, if you save them on Google Photos, look at them monthly. You can create a story of what was happening. And it will also trigger your mind, because everything is stored in our subconscious mind. So write what went well also and what didn't go well. And then you realize there might be a change that is going to happen in the next 3 years. And you'll just realize the seed was planted in 2020 or in 2029. And it's nice to have detail. And that detail, you can also create a book, because everyone is a walking book. Everyone is a movie. Your life is a movie to so many people. As much as people will laugh, there are people who are going to laugh at you. There are people who are going to hate you just because you're doing amazing things. And there are people that are going to love you. So in this movie that you are living in this world, write it down. And then you find that in a year or even this year, you might even produce an amazing book that is going to heal someone, that is going to save someone from committing suicide. that is going to heal a relationship, that is going to be a tool, that is going to give someone hope. I'm saying, like with the book club, I see now there's pizza and there's everyone who's going somewhere and all that. So your book will create that in this year or years to come, and it will create that conversations. So write it down, right? And don't run away from your trials and tribulations. When you're going through them, take that notebook and detail everything. You'll be releasing from your body. You won't be creating tumors within your body, but it will be healing, because some people are just so scared to just be themselves. But just writing how you cried, everything. And now with writing a book, you can read what you wrote. Microsoft Office, you can dictate to it and it starts typing for you. You may say, how will I write this book? You just dictate, you just fix there and there. So your life, it's a movie. Your life, it's a book. It's gonna heal someone. And in life, we've been told that we shouldn't look at the bad. The bad is still good, because you have to look at the positive of the bad. And if you don't look at the bad and evaluate them, we won't grow. So it's there. So the black and the white is there. It's one. So we have to embrace our challenges. But we can embrace our challenges when our vibration is higher and you realize, yes, now is the challenge. I'm ready to go through it, kicking and screaming, and I know it will end. Because if I were to ask you last year at this time at 7:30, what were your challenges you were going through? You don't remember. But you just remember the detail, but you won't even remember it happened at 9:30, 7:30. So do that. So I just wanted to highlight that change takes 3 years. So reflect on your past 3 years if you can, and write down what happened, what were the challenges, and what were your hopes. And myself, there's a vision board that I still have in my phone, which I did a while ago. And the year that, by the end of the year, most things were happening. And even now, whatever I'm doing, it's just growing in terms of that vision board. It just expanded. So I love your vision board story as well. So do look into that and prioritize yourself, because you cannot give from an empty cup. We have been told to serve everyone before us. Even when you're cooking, if you feel like eating, eat that food before you serve everyone.
Yes. Why not?
Because you realize you dish up for them, and then they do picky, and you go like,
yes, you're left with the chicken neck, and you've been cooking the whole day. You are right.
So yes.
Yo, and then there was another session that I was attending on Saturday, and they were talking about all these challenges. And in the video that they made us watch, they also mentioned that women eat last, because they do all the cooking and then they dish up, and then they're only left with whatever is left, and then they eat last. And I was like, yo, this is not just in food, hey? In other areas as well, it's like that. And when you mentioned the part about writing down all these things that are happening, the good and the bad, I just thought about the 2 books that we have been reading in the book club. So the one, Shoe Dog, he went year by year to say, this happened in 19 what, and 19 what, this happened. And that just shows the details to say this person was making notes, was recording on their journal. And I've always wondered, when people keep on saying journal, what am I going to do with all these journals? And what if someone reads the things that I'm writing? Because sometimes they say, even if it's emotions that you feel like you want to express, don't express them like that, write them down. And I'm like, what if that person finds this journal? But when you're talking about how one can create a book from all these experiences, it makes sense. Even Eat, Pray, Love, Liz is just taking us through her story, her journey, her day-to-day in her travel. And I'm like, interesting.
We don't even record our traveling experience.
I know, hey?
Yeah, and it's very important.
And we can make money out of it.
So that comes back to self-awareness, because self-love, self-awareness. So you need to be aware of who you are. And if there's that thing that you're saying, what will they think about, is the thing that the world needs. So find a coach to help you go over the doubt, the self-doubt, the self-judgment. It's what the world needs. You are just missing $1 billion in your account by that, listening to your ego, telling you can't do this whilst you can.
So now your ego not.
Ego is always there. It's always there. It's that thing when you say, today I'm going to wear that red dress. And then it says, no, red dress, somebody will be looking at you, writing your body. Who cares about writing my body? It's their problem. So you tell your ego, say, if they write my body, it's their problem. But the 7 billion people will be appreciating this body as it's talking.
Wow.
Okay.
We'll be born again every day, even after this session.
That's why I say self-love is a journey. It's very broad.
It is.
It's very broad.
Is.
And also it's expressing yourself. As we've been talking about writing a book, it's to express yourself. And I like what you said, Fulu. Now you can verbalize yourself. Because if you don't verbalize yourself, people can't read you unless they're psychic. But most of the time, most people are not psychic. They can't read you. And you don't know what they are going through. Everybody is going through their own demo.
Or something, yeah.
And everybody is selfish in this life, if you were to look at everything. So be selfish about taking care of yourself. And when you do that, you realize you are happy. Now, I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't know. It's like, there'll be days, but nowadays, mostly I'm just content with myself. Like the other day I got money and I used to say money will make me happy. I just looked at it and I'm like, it doesn't have that effect on me.
Yeah.
I'm just happy being me. To me, I even had to journal because I went like, why wasn't I feeling anything just receiving that money? And then it made me realize that money is there for me to do A and B, but it doesn't define me. It was the greatest feeling. Like all these years I've always been worried about I don't have money and money is coming in. I don't know what to do with it. And I'm just normal. It didn't change my mood or do anything.
Excuse me. Can you have boundaries, please? Go. Look at my son.
Good word, can we have
boundaries, little man? Go to daddy. You have boundaries. Mommy's having herself me time. I want to allow this to get
I'm loving
into
the
me.
comments that I'm reading. Guys, we are missing out on the comments that we are reading.
I saw
them out loud. And another thing that I also wanted to emphasize is that self-love is trusting yourself. Because if you don't trust yourself, how do you expect other people to trust you? Because wherever you are always emitting energy. Like today I had a client and she was telling me all the negative things about her. And I just told her, the first time I saw you, your energy says this. So this just shows the inner conflict. We always have got inner conflict. And me being a transformation coach, there are techniques that I do. One of them is the inner conflict therapy. You find that your conscious mind is saying you are this. And then your subconscious mind, which is holding all the trauma, all the rejection, says you are not this. And then at times out in the world, you are this vibrant, but inside there's that inner conflict that is killing you. So it's quite important that you learn to trust yourself. You learn to find help and resolve that inner conflict. And also with the limiting belief, I think on the day of the limiting beliefs, you also went like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Beliefs, really? So when you see such, ask yourself, is it really true? So ask yourself, is it really true? And then when you go deep and say, where did I learn this? Who taught me this? Who did I see? Because when we grow up, our caregivers between the age of 1 and 7, that is a crucial time for a child. That is why if you're going through drama, go and heal yourself, because you're sending that drama to the kid. Your kid is seeing how you survive life, how you manage emotions, how you manage your trials and tribulations. So during that time, our caregivers can be your parents or your grandparents, whoever raised you. You create the condition, the beliefs based on them. And mostly when you start growing up, I know me, I always tell people I had my midlife crisis when I was 30, when I realized my life wasn't congruent. I wasn't living my life. I was living my parents' life. And they were like, no, this is not all. So I call it midlife crisis. And when we are above
Some
20,
of us are dead.
yes. So when you're above 20, 25, you realize, no, man, this life I'm living my parents' life. And because of this respect that you have for them, you're so scared to come out of the shell and tell them and say, this is the decision I'm making. And you go and tell them, I've been on a journey. This is what I realize who I am. So I encourage you, if you are in that place, be courageous enough, be able to trust yourself and express yourself. Self-expression is very important because no one will do it for you. They'll do it on your obituary and they say, no, Mashudu was this and this and this. When are you be hearing, yes, yeah, the angel flying? But you can do it whilst you're still alive with your own mouth, because there's power in what we say with our own mouth. Because when we say something, we're saying to the world, I've arrived. Listen, hear me. And you need also something that I learned on Fridays. That's why I attended the Global Leadership Summit. And in that, one of the speakers, I forgot his name. He says, every room that you go there, tell yourself, I belong to be there. It does a serious, I can even feel it now in my system. It has a bigger mental shift. It's like your body vibrates when you say, I belong here. You might have that fear. Fear is normal, but you need to overcome it. If you don't have it, I forgot that which hormone it excretes. The adrenaline, you need it for that session if you're going there, but you need to overcome it. So when you're going somewhere, you need to present, and they say you're gonna present, and maybe you've got issues with your leader. And they, even when you get to that job, tell yourself, I belong here. And they need me more than I need them. Because in every employer that maybe wherever you are, you might be an employer or your business. If you're an employer, wherever you are, they need you more than you need them. Because the skills that you have, they don't have. That is why they hired you, to come and bring the skills. And we have been taught that, no, we shouldn't value ourselves. They're doing us a favor. They are not. So they need you more than you need them, because you're making them productive. You're making them to meet their bottom line. So always to move yourself with that goddess. So imagine each time when you're waking up, you've got that crown within your head. So create that imaginary, even when you are so sad, create it and say, I'm the queen, I'm the goddess of my life. You'll be so surprised. People won't understand. They'll just say you're on drugs. It's rather being called you're on drugs of happiness, of knowing yourself. So create that crown around yourself and feel it. You can decorate it, you can visualize it and decorate it to have everything that you desire. And also think of, I know Moraro loves her power suits. I can't wait to see one. Think of the power suit.
Soon.
Yeah, so create that image. You'll see, even when you're walking, even when you're just wearing a normal dress, because it's in you, people will feel that authority that you have. because no one can give it to you. It starts with you visualizing that authority from yourself. And then the other one is accepting who you are. I love your feedbacks, guys, that you have told me about the body image. And also we create stresses. Even myself, I was telling someone, I think today I was saying, one of my goals this year is to get a new home, is to master myself in all levels, spiritually, mentally. And then the other one is to be sexy, toned, and beautiful. And I'm not on a diet.
When we see you in the gym?
The gym is for me to ground myself. The work that I do, I'll go mad with people's travels. For me, but I'm not on a diet, but I'm losing weight. I don't know what's happening. So reading those goals daily, it's like there's transformation. So I don't know. So guys, it does happen. Read your goals daily, even if they don't make any sense. But read them, the universe will tell you. Because even myself, like people say, you lost a lot of weight. I'm like, I'm not even on a diet. And gym at times, I go 2 to 3 times a week. And then I'll just do yoga. So whatever you tell yourself, the universe hears. And at times you have to do minimal effort. And if it's a goal and if you've got good intentions, the universe is going to bring you those people who are going to help you to achieve that, because you are always taken care of. You've got the support. And we moms, because we're super moms, we forget that we've got a support. I will normally tell my clients we've got angels. You've got a guardian angel who's there for you. Guide you. Always call on your guardian angel. Even when you're cooking, there's angels for everything. And say, Angel, today I don't feel like cooking. I don't know what I've lost. Give me ideas. You'll be surprised you touch the pots and everybody says, wow, what happened to you? The food is so yummy. Because your angels were there, were guiding you, making your life to be so effortless. Yes, I see the other coincidence, taking a shower before I'm liking this. Yes, it is. It is. Wow.
I think on that one, when you do that and then you realize I'm doing this for me, it's not for somebody else, you know. It's amazing. It's amazing. I wasn't that person in the evening. Now, when I grow up, you shower in the morning when you go to school or when you go to work, and then when you come back, you sleep. But now it's a different world altogether. And then I'm like, even when I'm taking a shower in the evening, it's like I'm doing this for me, not because somebody expects me to have showered, because there was that conflict altogether. But now with self-love, I'm like, this is not for somebody else. This is for me. So I'm really enjoying this.
Thank you for sharing that. And then the other one which I wanted to share is well, self-love, it's empowerment. And with the Empowered Women Book Club, you're empowering your minds. You're making sure that your brain on a daily basis is stretched and fantasizing that some stories, because they balance your right and your left brain. So whatever you guys are doing, so you're also not being apologetic. And I like what Furu says, say when she wants to read, everybody knows that this is your me time, you need to read. So it's important that you empower yourself. And empowering yourself can also be just learning a new skill. And also now with us having access to YouTube, that is so amazing. But also it's good to just go to those conferences, interact. And then now with the COVID rules being lifted, being adjusted, it helps because now we can go out. We can even go hiking if you're not doing hiking. And hiking is so amazing. There's so much that is amazing.
I stay in a mountain, so I'm fine. I'm like, I stay in the mountain, so I'm fine. I ain't
Yeah,
going
You're
up.
always,
hiking.
you're always hiking.
I'm in a hike. And this.
So it's quite good being in touch with nature because we are one with nature. As much as we are human beings, us, we normally, our vibration fluctuates, but for nature, it stays the same and it vibrates higher. That is why it's quite good to be in nature so that it uplifts your spirit and makes you feel better as well. So yeah, that is quite good. And also respecting yourself. Self-respect is quite key in terms of loving yourself. So self-respect comes back to your values, and I trust everyone's value is respect. So when you're not respecting yourself, you're saying to the world they can disrespect you. Even with that decision, let's say you told yourself you're going to gym tomorrow morning, and then in the morning you decide, nah, today I'm not going. Already you're disrespecting yourself. So look into that.
On those values, Mashuda.
Hmm?
I'm saying on those values, when we do values everywhere in the studies, in different sessions, it's always outwards. And now when you're talking about respect and respecting yourself, then it becomes a different story because everyone will say, no, my values, it's respect, it's honesty, it's this, it's that. But that is directed outside and how we relate to the world, but never directed to myself. When I say respect, I respect myself. What does that mean about me? How do I act towards myself and the things that I do to show that I do respect myself? So when you're saying that, I'm like, yo, okay. So I have to look at the other individual values I hold and turn them towards myself and see if that's what I am doing. There was a TED talk around that, ne? If you were your friend, or if you don't say bad things to other people, why do you say it to yourself? So I think I'm going to do that with my values.
So coming back to respect is, you say somebody, when they do this, they are not on time, they don't respect you. When are you on your time for yourself?
Wow.
So you're on time for yourself because you would have said, today I'm leaving at 8. Are you going to leave at 8?
Yeah.
And then when
30
somebody
minutes after.
comes at 10 past, when you come at quarter past, you're angry with them, but you're being incongruent with yourself. You're lying to yourself.
This is me in the 10 minutes Zoom.
Yes.
I'm like, we're wasting the time of the people that got here at o'clock. And when you multiply that time by the number of people that are there, you've already wasted an hour if it's 6 people there. But now when it comes to me, and for me, it's leaving the house. If we say we're done, we're leaving at 8, I will be walking around, going there, doing that. And then it will be 10 past until somebody says, hey, get out of the house. So now when we talk about respect and time, that is me not respecting my time, not respecting myself. So I'm going to do things differently. And I love how this allows for a change in behavior, and a change because one wants to change, not because they are forced to.
Because every value that you have, you need to ask yourself, do you live it? Because you can't judge others. You cannot, because even when you're judging, the other 3 fingers are pointing at you. And we normally do it because it's normal. And even when you are not being congruent with yourself, your body tells you. So learn to listen to your body. It does give you a reaction when something is not right, even being done by you. And you can even hear your higher self saying, you're getting out of line. You go like, nay. And then you create that new habit. And then people do the same, and then they just show us your shadows. Because normally when somebody's irritating you, It's just showing you your shadows, your dark side, which you don't want to face. So that is quite important to look. So even look today, just reflect today. What irritated you today? Maybe there was someone who irritated you. And go deeper into say, what is it that they irritated you about? And then remove the judgment from yourself and say, reflect on yourself. Say, don't I have this? This person just showing me I need to heal on this. I need, because they'll trigger you.
Hey, I think it also depends on who that person is, eh?
Yes.
Because for me, some of the things that would have irritated me if were done by somebody else, they don't irritate me, because now you choose the person before everything else. Like if I break a mug now, I know the first response is going to be asking if I'm fine. There won't be anything around the mug itself because that's an object. And when I do the same thing, even things that I hold sentimental, but because I value the person more, if something happens, I first need to find out their well-being. Are they fine? Did the glass not cut them? And then later on, I'll be like, yeah, that was my favorite mug, but that part, we simply let those things go. I think even in some spaces where you would find someone has opened something that you hold closely, but because it's that person, you're like, oh well, this is our thing, so let's move on with life.
Thank you for sharing that. And also what you just mentioned is well-being. It's one of your values. Did you realize that?
Okay.
You said well-being is one of your what?
One of her values.
Oh yes.
So it just shows you that is what is important to you. Material things come later. Is the human being, which means you value your well-being. Because if you value your well-being, you value other people's well-being. It will be an effortless thing to do because that is who you are.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So any questions or any aha moments that you still want to share? I think we've got 4 minutes, unless you want to continue. Yeah, that is what I wanted.
I'm good. I'm just ready to leave up there.
I'm good as well. I'm already looking forward to the June read. Yeah. So I think this is quite a revolution on its own. And there was something that we had to do when we had to write the things that we want to do for ourselves. I think it was around that self-care, and then there were different categories: the physical, the
Emotional.
act of service, emotional. It was good because it was practical things that you could write down. If you say, now I'm gonna go shopping, now I'm gonna do this. For me, I was just like, even the party as a location, I was just like, the retreat, it's my sole location, and yeah. When the other furu in the course was like, now I told a coach, or I'm coming to the retreat, and I told my husband that I'm going. I could relate to that. I was just like, yo, this woman. Because some of the things you're like, I'm doing this and I'm doing it for myself. And even the way you present it as in a loving way to say, I want to do this, I'm doing this, I need to do this, even though it's not all clear, but because it's very clear to yourself, you're able to accommodate other people and also accommodate yourself. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the way my life is going. And I'm thankful for this course and everything that has been changing in my life because of it. So thank you very much for putting this together. putting Furu on the spot. She was asking about meditation in the afternoon. You can brief her about the course
Yes.
that's on
You.
the course that you have for free on the learning system that we use. I haven't checked it out, but I'm gonna check it out soon. I just need to be ready.
I struggle. Whenever
I think
I
after
try
India.
to, I'm always distracted with something.
After India, I'm gonna go do that course.
You said where is the course on the learning? Oh, okay.
Yes, I did give you access. I'll check again. So basically,
I think I saw it.
Yes, yeah. So it's basically introducing you to different types of meditation until you find the one that suits you. Because mostly we've been taught to pray. And then you might have been praying for the past 15 years for the same thing, and you say God doesn't answer you. God does answer you daily. You're just not in the mood to listen. And meditation helps you to connect with your higher self and to hear God. So it's where you learn to train your ego and say, ego, I don't want to hear you. I want to hear my higher self and God. So that is where you learn to be able to distinguish whether it's your ego talking to you or it's your soul talking to you. So I always say meditation is hanging out with your soul. So it's a date with your soul. Because everything that you're looking for, all the answers that you're looking for, they are within. And you can only attain them when you are still. Even in the Bible says, be still, I'm God. Because when we are still, we're able to hear. So meditation teaches you to say, the ego, I can hear you're talking, but now I can hear it's not you. And you also train our intuition, because our intuition is a gift that we have been given by God. And most of the time, even with many situations, if you were to check some of the challenges you've been through, your intuition told you, don't do it. And you said, nay, I'm gonna do it. And then you deal with the repercussion. So we've got that God-given gift, which is our intuition. And also being able to meditate. Because when we pray, you pray. Because you're asking. Meditation is listening to the answers, listening to the guidance that you need. And it's all about sitting still after you pray. You sit still for 3 to 10 minutes. And then that message that you're looking for can come as a vision, can come as a word, can come like a movie passing through you. Or if it's not coming there at that time, you might find out the moment you step out of the house, your child might tell you this. The message would have gone through your child, because we've got angels and they come to us and give us messages in different ways. Might be that car guard or the petrol attendant or the cashier giving you, say, wow, how did you know I was asking for that? So that's why I say we're always loved and protected. So you can do it. So give yourself 30 days and find what suits you as well. And also they are apps. The apps also, they are free. Some are free for 7 days, and then after that you pay. But when you learn to be still, you don't even have to buy those apps. What you could do is to play high vibration music so that you can take your brain waves to theta waves. Then you can be still, and you can train your brain. The first few times you feel like there's some zzz in your head because your brain is not used to that. But the moment you practice, you'll be so calm. You'll be so calm.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and another thing I just wanted to challenge you guys. Before the year end, part of loving yourself, take it 3 days. If it's not 3 days, just take 1 day, book yourself somewhere next to nature. When you get there, you switch off your phone. And then anyone who loves you, they can call if somebody's dead.
Okay. Alone.
Yes. Yes. You can give them the number of the hotel wherever you are, but the instruction you give them is that you contact me if somebody's dead. This is time for me to connect with myself and I did it earlier in the year. I did it on the 2nd week of February when I went to Ikop. My phone was off, just into nature all the time. I felt so good. And when you do it, wear lighter clothes, not dark clothes. So if you've got white clothes, wear them. Bright clothes. White clothes are quite good because you just feel this purity. You feel like this angel that is walking around.
Okay, we're going shopping.
Yeah.
So that is my challenge. When I hear your stories when you come back, and journal and meditate. Listen to listen to your body, how it digests. And even with those 3 days, another challenge I could give you: don't eat meat, just eat greens. They can make you, wherever it is, you can ask them to make you a salad, or they can boil the vegetables for you. And then you just add a bit of olive oil and Himalayan salt. You'll be so amazed by the clarity in terms of your life, of what you want to achieve. Ideas will be rolling left and right. So you need to have your journal around and have techies. And if you do yoga, learn to do yoga and just move with the flow. You'll be so amazed about the power. When you come back, they won't recognize you because you'll be so powerful in terms of your thinking, how you even feel your body. So Rendani just joining us. We are almost done. So yeah, so that is my challenge. If it's not 3 days, just 1 day, switch off your phone. And also be specific have clear rules with everyone of how you need to be contacted. They're gonna survive, they're not gonna die. They're not gonna die. Life will carry on. Hi Rendani, welcome. We're almost done. So they will survive. So the session is being recorded, so I'll share it with everyone so that we can go through that as well. And I also challenge you to do the challenges that I just shared as well with the team so far. And it would have been nice. Maybe you can just share in 2 minutes what has been the aha moments for you in terms of the self-love course and what have you learned. And then you can also hear from the recording of what others said. Oh, she's gone. No, it's fine. So yeah, ladies, so I challenge you to do that. You'll be so amazed. Your life will be so amazed. You'll be showing people that they can survive without you.
Yeah.
And you can also be without them. But the first day might be hard, but it's fine.
No, we'll give you the feedback.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy. So do continue sending me feedback if there's any
so that we've got your number
and inspire them. Thank you.
Yes, just drop you a WhatsApp or a phone call.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.